YouTube, we have, what's your name?
Marcus Horton.
Marcus, who just had a feature match with Yugioh, and here's his deck.
Yeah, so probably the most important and pivotal part of the deck that makes it actually good, I think, now is Pilika. She's kind of like a wolf bark where she's, well, anytime she's summoned in any way, normal or special, you can special tuner from your grave to the field, and basically makes all the plays happen. The main tuners that I'm running right now are, I run 3 Yugioh. This is the main guy that you want to use her with. He's level 3, and so you summon her from however you want to summon her, and then you can immediately sink into Freeze, which is a really good card that is probably even more effective just because people don't know how to deal with it all the time. But yeah, so Freeze I run 3 of, but
like in the feature match, right?
Yeah, so
you attack with Tiramisu.
Yep, it's pretty good. I mean, when it's summoned, you get to add a card back, so you can add Pilika back right from the grave. So it cycles, and you can just go Pilika into Freeze into Pilika into Freeze just over and over. And every Freeze can't be destroyed by battle, and any battle damage that would be inflicted to you from it is inflicted to your opponent instead.
Right.
Which actually makes for some really cool plays and some OTKs that the deck can pull off. So other cards I'm running are Kamui. He's a flip effect monster. He's really good because a lot of time your opponent doesn't know whether to attack or not to attack your face down cards. If they don't attack, then you can flip him and get his effect and special this guy from the deck and immediately sink 5 into a Hyper Librarian or Catastor, which can make for a lot of plussy plays. Then you also run 3 of this guy. He's just another Battle Searcher. They run a lot of them, and they also run, I run 1 Winda because she's good, but I don't think she's not quite as good as the other ones because you can't use her in the same ways. But yeah, as your opponent's attacking, you can just keep stalling with the Battle Searchers and fill up your grave, which gives you plays for other things. Yeah, so then another card that's really good, I think a lot of people have seen Cam, where you can shuffle 2 in your deck and draw 1. I just, last duel of that feature match, I just plus 3 or 4, or not, probably 3 off Cam. It's pretty good, just sitting on it. I run a Krebins, because it's a good E-Telly target, and also you can get out BLs with it, which I feel like is a strong card. And Wind Arrows, because you have pretty good grave control, and if you can pop their back row, then you can just go crazy and make awesome plays. And also, Silent Psychic Wizard, also a really strong card, because when you normal him, you can either banish Pilika, then when he's destroyed, you summon Pilika back, get her effect, and you can go back into Freeze, or just straight up summons Freeze. Right. So those are the monsters that I'm running, and they make for some pretty cool plays, especially when you have Freeze out, and you can attack into their big monsters and just attack, they take damage, you search, you attack again. Yeah. And that's one of them. I've won a lot of games today using that, especially for some reason people keep summoning Beals against me, and whenever they summon Beals, they take the damage, Beals gains attack, so he goes up to like 5,500 attack, you attack again for instant game, and it's really strong.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's like, I think I've had Beals summon on me 3 times today, and I'm just like, every time like, alright, cool. So 3 MST. Every time Beals hit on it, I buy the Pizza Farm taking it, yeah, exactly. Controller taking it, or Bahamut taking it. It's like, why not? It's a good card, I'll take it. It's a good card, and when your opponent uses resources to bring it out, it's great. 3 MST, obvious reasons, this format especially. 3 E-Telly, really good in the deck because you can summon Pirka right from the deck and get her effect, and super strong, and other plays you can do with it. I run 2 Duality. I've been thinking I want to run 3 actually, because a lot of turns you just set a monster and you're completely free not to spell.
You can always wait it out.
Yeah. 2 Creature Swap because of all the Battle Searchers.
Now tell me about that card, because I feel like that was like an MVP.
Creature Swap was really good.
I've seen it a lot against one play.
Yeah, it's really good just because, I mean, you have so many Battle Searchers. If you give them a Ghouls or a Griffin, then, not a Griffin, a Goldo, and you just attack into it, and you just, yeah, it's just pretty much the same way. I'm trying to think of another deck who's running that way, but like Zombies probably have.
Or the Hands.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think Hands could probably see it play like that.
I mean, they don't run it though.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty solid. I side it out a lot of the time, but it's definitely a card that I don't mind having.
Right.
Last turn I creature swap to Goldo, Goldo for the Vanity's Fiend or whatever the new one is, the one that negates.
Yeah, the Majesty. You did that against my brother.
Yeah, he had a D prison though, so it was.
He was surprised though, because that was like seemed like your only out.
It was. I had a pretty bad hand,
card,
but
so he was pretty salty about that.
Yeah, but he had the D prison anyway. And then Dark Hole. It's good if you Dark Hole your own Goldo. He gets his effect still because he just anytime he's sent. And then Contact the Gusto is another really good card. I'm tempted to run more than one, but it's a little inconsistent just because you have to have 2 monsters in grave.
Right.
But you shuffle 2 and then pop any card, and people are not used to just spot removal these days. Like they're really surprised when you can just destroy their monster with a spell card. They're like, wait, what? You can do that? And yeah. So those are my spells. I think E-Telly is probably one of the most central parts of those, just because it's really. It speeds up the deck a ton. I mean, the deck would be pretty, I feel like, too slow without it. Just because of that Empirica. Warning, obvious reasons. Icarus attack's really good. You have a bunch of winged beasts. Another thing you can do is go into Totem Bird. After you use his material, you can just Icarus attack him because he's pretty much useless at that point. I've been really afraid of traps recently. I mean, they've just been, every time I lose, it's because of traps, I feel like. And so I'm remaining 2 Wiretap, in addition to 3 MST, and I'm citing 2 Heroic Decree and a Jinzo, so I'm pretty afraid of them. Compulse. Call the Haunted is another one that's really good. You can call into Pyrrhica and she'll get her effect. In addition to like Screeze. So if you're in the middle of an OTK or whatever, you just call in the middle of the battle phase and you keep attacking them, and you can do that extra damage you need to finish them off.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times today as well. 3 Fiendish Chain. I think I feel like it's not quite as good as it was just a while back, but I think it's still really good. And Torrential, Bottomless, and actually Skill Prisoner, which I think I side one in actually as well for certain decks. I have other decks that I run more in, but it's a really great card because like a lot of the time people will try to get rid of your face down cards. Like if you set this guy face down, then if they try to pop him with, I don't know, Scrap Dragon or some monster, you can Skill Prisoner to save him, and it's just really great. People never see Skill Prisoner coming. It's also really great with Screeze because he can't be destroyed by battle, so a lot of people will try to go Silent Honor or Big Eye or whatever to try to take him, and you just Skill Prisoner it, and you can use it twice. So it's really, really great card. I think it's super underrated. Yeah, and I run Battle in Boxers, and you can't run without 3, I don't think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
should I go through that?
Extra deck, yeah, extra inside.
Okay, yeah, so extra deck is 3 Screeze. I'll put away these ones. Yeah, so extra deck, I think you need the 3 Screeze. Just with how easy it cycles, I have plenty of games where I run out and I need more. Like,
yeah, I definitely see you just do the loop and just go into all 3.
If I could run 4 or 5, I might. Goldos is pretty good. I don't think he's completely necessary for the deck, but he's good. He's decent removal for a monster, and he's just kind of one of the things that deck has to have is options, like different monsters for each level they can go into. So you also have for the other level 5s, you have Caster and Librarian. Librarian's really great because, say if you have the flip effect monster face down, you flip in, go right into Librarian, and then if you normal Pyrrhica or you E-Telly in, then you get a draw off Librarian and a plus off the Screeze. So it's really strong plays from that. This guy's also pretty good. Usually get him out with just a level 1 tuner and a Screeze, but once per turn he can pop the set card at the end phase by just by sending a Gusto from the grave to the deck.
Have you used him at all?
Yeah, I've used him. I haven't used him too much today, but when I play it like at locals and stuff, like I've used him quite a bit. He's solid. Also a level 7 Black Rose, pretty good. 1 games of that today. And then Psyhemoth is another level 6. I feel like there are better level 6s, but I just don't really have access to them right now, so I haven't really used them that much just because you usually get a Screeze, but it's good to have a different target, I guess. This guy is kind of interesting. I use him because you can go into Beals with him, and Beals is also really good with Skill Prisoner, by the way. But yeah, because he can change his level to 2, so if you go him and Screeze, you can go right into Beals, which I feel like is pretty good.
Have you done that at all?
I haven't done it today, but I have in the past. And then, other than that, Stardust, he's good because he's wind, and because of Pyrrhica's effect, you can only only special summon Wind the turn you use that. For that same reason, I have Mistworm, although he's not quite as good in the build I have now. I had him from a different build, and I kind of needed a replacement, but I just didn't get one because I changed it last minute. And then Totem Bird, because you can actually go right into Totem Bird with Sfreeze, if you just, or not Sfreeze, Pirika. Just normal, special, go into Totem Bird. He's really good. The only problem is that Sfreeze is usually better, so just because you get the card back to your hand. So I usually go into Sfreeze over Totem Bird, but in certain situations, and if you're already out of Sfreezes or whatever, Totem Bird is a really great option. And then I have Bouncer. I don't have a Ptolemy right now. I'd probably run that instead, but that's just in case where you are just sitting on Sfreezes and they're not really doing much for you, so you can go into Ptolemy or Bouncer, whichever. Okay. And that really helps a lot.
Alright.
And then for the side deck. So Light Imps, obvious reasons, artifacts, really good against Bujins, just generally hits a lot of really good decks right now. Royal Decree, like I said, I'm just really afraid of traps just because they're one of the things that hits me a lot, and it definitely won me some games against Infernal Beasts.
I've definitely been seeing this and Trap Stun.
Yeah, I don't have Trap Stun, but I like Royal Decree, and I use this today against Infernal Beasts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, if you get Jinzo out against them, and they have a really hard time with it.
Yeah.
One of the biggest weaknesses of the deck is Evil Swarms, which I'm really glad I didn't have to play today, because I don't think there's that many floating around, but I have Xyz Encore just in case. It's one of those. Second Skill Prisoner. Also, I did in against the Mermail matchup because their marksman likes to pop things, and they also go into Big Eye and Silent Honor all the time, and so this is a really good card against Mermails. System, I only have one system down. I kind of wish I had more. I lost to Yugioh today. So yeah, I probably should have made more than that. Overworked for the, I guess, Fire Fist or Bujin. Like, it's just a generally pretty solid card. I sided against Midolches just in case. Mistake has done a lot of work today. I heard pretty recently that people weren't siding Mistake anymore. I didn't understand that. It's super good. Yeah. Won me a game against Bujins. I sided against Midolches. Also sided Maxi against Midolches. And yeah, Maxi for obviously. And then Imperial Iron Wall, super good. Against Midolches, against Bujins, against Dragons. I mean, plus one of the best things about it is that your Defissure and Macro will really destroy Gustos, and so it saves you from those, which is great.
Yeah.
Thunder King for the same reasons as Mistake. It's also really good. I mean, the deck doesn't really add to hand at all except for Duality, and so you can run them without any problem. And this card, it was a little bit sketch just because Pirika, when she does her play, she does try to special something with the same level if you want to go into Goldo. So it's a little bit sketch, but yeah, I felt like against Midolches, I was really afraid of just Midolches because they're so good right now. And I figured that they needed to special more than I did, and I was able to play around it in that last game. I think it shut him down well enough that it was worth running, and so yeah, I think it's actually a really good card, and there are certain decks that I think will for sure just start, I don't know about maining it, but citing it pretty heavily.
Alright.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's the deck. It's a lot of fun actually. I like it because you get a lot of variety in the play. It's not, you rarely do like the same thing over and over, and you can either beat somebody just kind of like wearing them down, or if they have a bunch of big monsters, instead of just like trying to kill all of them, you can just attack your battle searchers. If you have a series on the field and just do all their life points with all their monsters still in the field and win. I won probably half my games that way, and nobody ever sees it coming. So,
any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs to Studio Bebop, YugioPractices.com, my roommate's website. It's actually, yeah, it's super legit. Just because, yeah, I mean, it's like, I think it's the most accurate way to get your card prices and everything, and yeah, I think everyone should. I don't see any reason why everyone wouldn't use it.
Alright, well, good luck, man, in the tournament.
Yep.
And comment, like, subscribe. See you, YouTube.